All right, there we go. Perfect. Let's get the webcam up and running and everyone. All right, good. Pointers and we'll follow along. All right, good, everybody. So welcome. My name is Fausto Pugliese from Cyber Trade University. Thank you all for being here. A lot of exciting stuff going on. We're going to talk about some stocks that are moving, getting a couple of really nice runners in the stock. But the most important is I'm going to teach you how to follow order flow. I mean, that's really why we're here. We're here to go out there and know why these things go up and down the way they do, seeing why we trade these certain stocks. Like I'll give you an example right now. Okay. We got a stock right now that's up 185%. And you're like, wow, that's a lot. Is that even possible? Well, let me bring up the stock for you to show you. Here's a stock right here, EDTX. Okay. Now around 10 o'clock this morning, the stock was hovering around $15. And if I blow up this chart, you could see how the stock literally just ran all the way up to a grand total of $50. And you probably want to know, how did this stock go up? What drove this stock up? Okay, why is it going down? Does it continue to go higher? Or maybe let me look at some brand name stocks. Let's look at Delta. Okay, so Delta had some big news, been a good rally. Why did Delta tank? What brought it down from 50 all the way down to 47? How would I have not known that? How would I have prepared myself? Why did it bounce at 47? So there's a lot of stocks out there that are moving out there in the morning, or maybe even a cheaper one like this SNPX, how it started from $1 and ran over to $1.80. I mean, could you imagine 1,000 shares of that stock and making 80 cents? 1,000 shares is $800, $250,000. But why is it going down? What made it stop at 188? That is going to be the $64,000 question we're going to talk about. And you know what? What I'm about to show you in the next few moments, you're going to see that trading is not as complicated as it is. Some of you make it a lot more difficult than what it is, and that's the goal we're going to talk about. So let me move this over here on the side and just get this over here. And like I said, before we get started, just really quick, little warning to everybody. This is specifically an educational course. I'm not making any promises or guarantees this work. This is live, but trading, is different from student to student. So always be very smart before you actually go out there and make your first trade. Okay. Now we got that out of the way. What I'm looking to do today is this. Does everybody have their cell phone? Okay. So basically what I want to do is I want to invite all of you to come into my trading room for 1 week, every one of you. Okay, so you can click it now or you can wait to the end of the presentation. But the goal is this. I can't teach you how to be a successful trader, or even if this is something that you would even consider or anything in the next, in the next hour. But I can only spark your interest because everything that we do here, you're going to see it live in my live trading room. Okay, so you got the link right there. Just turn on your camera. You could just scan that QR code and it'll bring you right there. All right. Now, my question to everybody here is this. Now you know a little bit about what I'm here to talk about. I want to know a little bit about you. Could you guys tell me, is this your first time seeing me at one of these webinars? Just give me a yes or no. Just want to do a quick little, see how everybody answers this question here. Alan says no. Okay, we got a couple of yeses here. All right. Vince says he gave me 2 thumbs up. All right, good. All right, good. And listen, the thing is this, sometimes it takes you a few times to listen to people before you really, because listen, you got to do your homework. You got to go see who's out there. There's a lot of good content out there, and there's also a lot of bad content. There are people here trying to make money off you, and there are people that really care about you and looking to recruit you to be part of their team, and that's what I'm looking for. But the main reason why most of you are probably here is this, okay? And this is the brutal truth about trading. You're probably here because maybe you're consistently losing money. Maybe you took a training course with somebody else and thought you would like it and they weren't there and promised you what they did. Or maybe you're just not satisfied with the amount of money you're really making. Or maybe some of you didn't really, are tired of trying to pretend to learn how to do it your own. Now you want to learn to do it yourself. Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, that's what we're going to cover. Jamie, we're going to post a QR code again. I do have staff in here also, and Alex and John, if you just post up that link for them, they could also just click on the link and just go right to it. Okay. But basically, that's the reason why we're all here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So listen, let's turn you from what you see here with these people that trying to trade, they're by themselves, they're trying to figure things out, to make you one of these people where you're going to be part of a team, part of a family, know exactly how to set up your platforms, seeing those positions, because that's the goal. But the thing is this, to go from this to get to this, there's one thing you got to learn. You have to learn how to stop losing money. That's the big thing. Okay. So basically what we're going to do, fellow traders, is I'm going to teach you how to find some of these stocks. I'm going to navigate you through some of the traders challenges that we have with high frequency trades and algorithms. We're going to cover level 3 and level 4. We're going to talk about entries and exits. And then we're going to talk about the tricks of the trade with why and how professional traders trade, because I was an actual market maker, because that's what I did. Now, here is what students I've traded with this week, what we traded in today's markets. Listen, GRDX. I don't know if you heard of it, but stock went from 5 to 660, up 23% in about, nice little day, little run. Carvana, big runner up. Actually, the stock even went higher than that. It was up 85%. It's been on a really big move in the last 7 days. LELOX, you probably, I don't know if you ever heard of this stock, but 29 to 34, stock was up 120% in the past week. GDTC up 150%, $4 stock up to about $10. AAOI up 250% in the last 30 days. I mean, these things you probably never even thought twice that you would want to trade them, okay? But it all boils down to a key rule. These are the 3 rules that we need to learn. We need to know exactly how to scan them. We need to know where the best levels to get the entries and exits we're going to talk about, and how to have a game plan just in case you're wrong. Now, you have to understand something. Being a trader, you're going to have to accept that you're going to strike out. You're going to lose. And losing is not a bad thing. And the goal is, if you know why you lost, you're not going to do it again. But the thing is, you got to know where to look and where to find them. So let's get right into the deep part about it. And let me show you exactly what we're going to look at. Now, how do we find these stocks? Now, I told you about this stock right now, this EDTX, okay? And since we've been back, I'm just going to bring it back over here. EDTX, you can notice when we started, and this was about 12 o'clock, the stock came back down to about $40. Now it went back to 48, and you'll notice that the stock got halted. See how you get no trading volume right here? These are the last quotes. So the stock gets halted. It's going to get halted for 5 minutes. It's probably going to open up in 2 minutes from now. We'll come back and check it out. Now, how did we find these stocks? Well, basically, finding them is not that hard. Finding them is just working through the big percentage gainers and losers. And if I bring this up to you and I show you what we got here, you could see right here, fellow traders. Let me draw this here. See this right here? Right there. That stock is the second biggest percentage gainer on the NASDAQ market. That's how we found it. Okay, that's it. There's no crystal ball. Everybody wants to know, I want your stock picks, your watches. We don't do that. We're going to teach you how to think for yourself. But that's all we do. We go through the big percentage gainers and losers. Now, I know there's a lot of stocks out there to trade, a lot of them. But the thing is this. How do you know which one to trade? Which one is going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? That's the reason why we're here. So that's what I'm going to basically kind of show you. And basically how we do that is every morning we're live. We're going through the watch list. We're working in the afternoon. My staff is working hand in hand with the traders in the room. And you also, if you registered for that event, you're going to see the customer service, everything else, because like I told you, we're not here to sell you, anything. We're here to recruit new traders. That's what we're looking to do, because if you feel that you have a passion that you're trying to find something to do, maybe you're retired and, you want to give your money to some broker, you want to do it yourself, or maybe you're looking for a new job, a new career, you got to know how to play the game. You got to know how to scan it. And then you could be guys like Chris and Michael, and Manuel. and trade a stock like GRR and see how a stock goes from $4 to $6.80, $4.80 to $6.80, $2 in, less than a half a day, and make a really nice profit there, because that's the whole goal. Now, find these stocks only get you so far. So if you've been following me on my social media, if you've been watching me in the morning, some of you said you've been watching me for a while. Listen, finding them is not only get you so far. What we need to know is the most important tool in the toolbox. And what is that? Following the money. Because when you have a stock like Revlon and you see a stock go from 16 to 25 and you want to know, how could I have missed that? Or why could I have bought it sooner than later? Or maybe why am I chasing? It comes down to this. It's about you're not knowing where the entries and exits are, because it all happens to follow the money. Now, how do I know this? Well, I don't want to go into great detail about my bio, but I am one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. They used to call us the So's Bandits. I am one of the original market makers who traded this. When I started, it was about 1,000 of us. Now there are over millions of people that do it every day. So you can look at me as being your great grandfather. There's a lot of schools out there that are my students. Some of them my instructors. Cybertrade University has been endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. Companies like Thinkorswim, NASDAQ, TradeStation, just to name a few. But there's a reason for it, because the way I was trained is the same exact way things are being traded today. Brokerage firms, institutions, market makers, high frequency trades by following orders. Now, what I'm about to show you, fellow traders, is this: NASDAQ level 3 and level 4. Now, before I do that, okay, I would like to do a quick poll. All right. So my poll question is this: does anybody here have NASDAQ Book Viewer? Just out of curiosity, I want to do a quick poll. And while you do that, I'll be drinking my little NASDAQ cup of coffee. Thanks from NASDAQ. They gave it to me. All right. Now, as you are all answering this poll question, I want you to listen to me carefully. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you make if you were able to watch 70% of the volume out there? Think about that. You're in a position right now and you have the opportunity to jump in a stock and be able to know where 70% of the orders are. I mean, what makes you think you're smarter than 70% of the orders out there? Okay. You're just that little ant, that gnat on the wall. There are people moving millions of shares. So let me go out there and show you how these things work. Now, first of all, I want to hop on really quick, and I want to bring back that stock really quick, the one we were talking about earlier. EDTX just got halted again. Remember, we saw it at 48. It went up to 52, and it got halted. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering what the hell is going on with this stock up 252%. We're going to get there. All right. So let me end this poll and let me share the results. And you can see here that literally over 80% of you don't have that. 80%. What did I say? 70% of the people are not using it. And you'll be able to see that volume, 80%. Now, what you're about to see, like I said, it's going to get disturbing. Now, I don't know if anyone here has watched me on NASDAQ, but I'm a regular guest out there. NASDAQ is the most powerful exchange in the world. What I'm about to show you is what they want you to use when you trade. Every brokerage firm offers it. Everyone has it. And I'll even tell you where to get it. But this is going to show you where NASDAQ probably controls about 50% of the volume out there. So let me show you how this all works. Let's look at the stock Carvana, for example. Okay, the stock started right around $34. And you could see how it came all the way down. It stopped at a price right around $31.30. And then around 1 o'clock, it shot right back up to $34.50. Now, why did it stop at $31.40? Why? What could possibly make that stock go up? Well, when you look at the exchange, And my question to everybody is this: how do stocks go up and go down, everyone? I just want to see how everybody can answer this question. How do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. Everybody should be able to answer this question. By the way, if you can't answer this question, you should not be trading. I mean, don't take this in the wrong way. Listen, I am from New York. I'm a little, I could be a little brash sometimes. I don't know, but the thing is, I hate seeing people lose money. I hate it. Now, it's not, the president that ran it. It's not news. It's not, it's buyers and sellers. Now, when you look over here, you'll notice that on Carvana, when we go to NASDAQ, we'll notice on the buy column, there's a 25,000 share buyer out there at 31.20. Now, you might not say, is that really a lot? Well, when you got 17 shares, 120 shares, 100 shares, two shares, you're seeing 25,000 on the average. That's about almost 100 times more than normal than any average order out there. So I would say, yeah, that's a pretty big buy. Now, let's look at the resistance. As much as we're all looking for resistance, most of you are trading backwards. You see, resistance does not exist unless those sellers are out there. You see, everybody's looking for resistance levels. Oh, I'm making money. Where's the resistance? Well, I don't know. Where are the sellers? Okay. Don't look at what's going on in the past. You got to look what's going on in the future. And we look at this stock here, ENVX. This stock had a great run from 1240, and you're making money in about an hour and a half. You'll notice it keeps hitting this resistance at 1350. And then so obviously, what is preventing it from going higher? It's sellers, not resistance. It's sellers. How do we know that? Because when we go to where 50% of the volume is being run by the NASDAQ market, you'll notice there's a 43,000 share seller, 12 orders that make up the 43,000 at 1350. Listen, look at those orders: 400, 500, 1,000, 700, 300, 500, 43,000. I don't know. I would say that's a big seller on the average. In theory, would make a big resistance. Now, quick question to everybody. Did I lose anybody yet? Did I lose anyone? Those, Robert has a good question. Are those fill orders or pending? Those are all limit orders. Those are all pending. Those ain't filled. Okay, filled, we didn't get there yet. Those are all pending. Robert, you're fine. You got it. Richard, Sevilla, Paul, you with me so far, Paul? Okay, good. You see, trading, I just want you to understand, I'm trying to keep what we call here the KISS method. The KISS method is keep it super simple. That's really where it comes down to it. Let's check out a couple of more examples this week, okay? Let's look at Mara, okay? After Mara moved up, it got pulled back. So can we see support levels on the chart? Now, can we? Can you guys see support levels? Stock went up, it came down. Do you see it? Yes or no? If you said no, congratulations, you're right. Okay. All right. Now, here's the next question. How do we find support? Now, the reason why I bring this up is, how many times have you traded and you're like, oh my God, I own the stock, it's going down. Do I sell it? Do I get out here? Where are we going to find support levels? How are we going to find a support level? Very good. We got to find, right, Stephen? Very good. Robert, we need buyers. We need buyers. So we're going to go back to NASDAQ. We're going to look at what's on the exchange, and we'll notice that about 1530, there's a 60,000 share buyer. Once again, is that a lot? Well, look at all the orders out there on the average. 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 100, 4,000, 60,000, 30 orders out there that make up 60,000. I would think that's a big buyer out there. And guess what? Hit that 530 and it shot all the way up to 17. Have you ever been in a trade and you get in it and then the thing goes down, you're like, damn it. And then you sell it. And then once you sell it, the thing takes off and you're like, my God, I just converted a loser that could have been a big winner. and you feel like somebody's even watching you, and you're like wondering what the hell just happened. Ever happened to anybody? I thought that happened to me all the time. Yes, this morning it happened to you, Robert. Okay, so let me tell you, nobody's watching you. You know what the problem is? You are not watching them. Think how much smarter and better trading decisions you will make if you're able to see these orders out there. At least you could admit and say, you know what, I'm wrong. Okay. If I lost money on that trade, I could say, you know what, that was my dumb mistake. I should have listened that there was a 60,000 share seller that Fausto told me from CyberTrade University. If I got the NASDAQ market and I got a seat on the exchange, which cost millions of dollars 30 years ago, now I can get it for $15. How would I not want that? How would you not want that? Let's go check out this next one, the stock OSCR. Okay, so for much of OSCR running up, where is resistance on where would be the resistance on OSCR? Well, you got to have a game plan. And the game plan is, okay, where are the sellers? Because listen, you got a profit, you're making money, you need to know where everyone else is out. And when you look over here on the sell side, you'll notice there are 54,000 shares and another 17,000 shares. You're talking literally about 70,000, 70, not 700, not 70,000 between 684 and 685. Well, guess what? You had a runner from 560, you're at, and now you're at 680 in a matter of less than an hour. And then you wonder like, oh man, how did I throw away that profit? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. You didn't see all those orders out there. You didn't have that game plan, you know? And you know what? That's okay. But when you want to know why it tanks, it's because you are not watching what's happening in the future. A couple of questions came in here. Would this work with the same for futures market? Miles, yes, but on a different platform. Millie, can you look at the large orders using open interest and volume and options? Well, Millie, let me tell you something. First of all, could you be honest with me? Okay. I want to do a quick poll. All right. I want to do a quick poll right here. Do I have it up here? Okay. What kind of education do you have? I just want to see, are you self-taught? Have you taken paid courses? Do you have a coach or a mentor? If you're a student of mine, don't answer it. Just it's pre-student, okay? All right. Now, the other, as you all are answering this question, this is where it comes down to it. Millie, are you making money with options? I mean, how long have you been doing it for? Has it been a couple of months? Okay. Has it been a couple of months or has it been a couple of years? Nobody could read anyone's chat, by the way. Only I could. So don't be embarrassed. About a year. Okay. Jamie, been out a year. Now, realistically, are you making money doing it? Are you really, really making money doing it? Are you losing? Are you making? You're breaking even? That's my question about breaking even. Okay. Now, this is what I always tell everybody. Did you ever anyone own a business and hire somebody? You know how hard it is to find someone to hire? Okay. You go through all those resumes. You finally go through 50 resumes. You finally found the right person, right? And you're like, oh, I think I found the right person. Now you hire him. Okay. And he's working for you for about 3 months and he still does not get it. Are you still going to pay that person? You know, after all that time, they're like, listen, you got to let him go. Yeah. You're going to have to let him go. And as much as we don't want to, or even maybe you work somewhere and you knew they hired someone, you needed help. And like, oh, thank God they finally got me help. And the person doesn't even know what the hell he's doing. He's actually going to put you in more harm than yourself, than himself. So it comes to a point where you got to call it quits. All right. My point is this, you want to be a good options trader. You have to learn how to trade stocks first. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. Okay. I know that it's got a great story. Oh, what about the leverage? What about all the styles? Listen, are you making money doing it? It's so damn complicated, okay, to trade it. you can eventually be good at it. We do trade options, and don't mind me going on a rant about this, because 90% of the people that come into our come to us start off trading options and end up failing miserably because somebody told them about this great leverage thing that they don't have to trade Tesla, they could trade the options, but meanwhile they get their things all expired, worthless. You want to learn how to trade it? You got to learn how to trade the stock first because it's black and white. Hopefully that made sense. Now, if anybody here wants to know how to get the NASDAQ book viewer, I want you to take a picture or write down my email address. All right. And I'll be happy to send it to you where to get it. All right. So as you're right now, Martin wrote me, hey, Fausto, those pending orders data from BookView or Bookmap, is that consolidated data from all the brokerage companies? Well, it's not just brokers, Martin. It's also, it's exchanges. It's from everyone. I mean, like, listen, it could be your order too, Martin. All right. It's a consolidation of everyone out there. That's what the word direct access means. You are direct access to the exchange. You're not dealing with a middleman. You're not dealing with a Fidelity or TD Ameritrade or any of those where they're working your order, do payment to order flow. You have a seat on the exchange and you are made up of all those orders. Okay. By the way, I want to go. Have any of you been following the stock that we mentioned earlier that I keep bringing up? Frank, you have? Okay. It was the EDTX. No? Okay. Let me just bring this up for you so you can see it. Yeah, it keeps going up, right? Look, where did it start? Where did it start when we started? Does everybody remember? At what price did we first were watching it at? Well, maybe 25 in the side of the group room. It was right. We started at 12 o'clock and it was right around 37, right? Right around here. Look where it is now, 58. How many of you here would have loved to have that stock right now before we started? Huh? When's the last time you were in a stock that went from 40 to 60? All right. Has anyone ever been in a stock within 30 minutes that went up 20 points? Well, we'll have some fun talking about it a little bit later. We'll keep an eye on it. Probably still wondering, well, why does it keep going up? We'll get there. We'll get there. I didn't get there yet. Hold on. I got to bring something up really quick. All right. So everybody got my email address? Everybody emailing me? I see some emails coming in right now regarding about it. Okay. Now let's talk about something which is going to really knock your socks off. We're going to talk about something called level 4. Now, NASDAQ book viewer is only one exchange. Remember, there are other exchanges out there. There's the New York Stock Exchange. There's a CBOE. There's, you have BATS. You have EDGX. You have other exchanges out there. Now, what I'm going to do is not only are we going to see the order book, but now we're going to see it on what's called a heat map. So let me show you what we're talking about. COB means current order book. That's what the COB means. That means like when we look at NASDAQ book viewer, we're seeing all those numbers. Now imagine having it on a chart where we could see the orders. So let me show you. Let me show you for an example what a support level will look like. So here's a stock going down. We're going to start off with Mara again. It's going down pretty quickly, right? Now the question is, do we catch a falling knife? Well, the question is, nothing goes down forever. It's going to stop eventually. It could be short covering, it could be anything. Now, when you look right here, you'll notice that right around here, there was a big buyer that showed up at $15.30 for 71,000. And I blew it up here a little bit bigger. So here's the current order book. And then all of a sudden, this order shows up. And when he showed up, what ended up happening? The stock stopped going lower. And when it stopped going lower, it went from that 1530 and it went right up to, which was a previous resistance, right around that 1640, 1650. And now it's going up to these other big sellers of 89,000 shares at 1650 and also 1645. So if you do that math, you look here at the bottom, that stock had a really nice move when it ran from 1530 to 1650. And the reason why it stopped is because that 70,000 and 37,000 share buyers showed up right there. Let's go check another support level. Here's a stock, NEO, right? It's coming down. Then around 930, there was this order that showed up around 97,000 shares. Now from 935, 940, 945, he's been out there. Now, obviously, there's no other orders from anywhere from 1086 all the way to 1050 that is that substantial. I mean, if you look here in the current order book, 7,000, 1,600, 800, 3,000, you're talking 97,000 shares. Now, what makes a support level? Buyers. That is a major buyer. So what happened with that major buyer? It hit that 1050 and it went all the way up to about 1090 where that next biggest seller are. Remember, there was nobody in between other than very small orders, but the more majority and the more prominent levels and having it on a heat map is between that 1050 and that 1090. How do I know that? Because the order told me that. And not only that, but the color lines showed me that. Let's look at resistance levels. We have to find an exit plan. Okay. Always got to have that game plan. Always got to find that game plan. Now, this is killing me. EDTX. Is anybody watching it? It just went to 66. Where did we just see it a minute ago? Where did we see it a minute ago? It was at 60. We saw it starting at 30. It's up almost 100% since you guys been here. Okay. Now, who here wants to learn more about stocks like EDTX? Huh? Been on and off a circuit breaker since 920. It sure has. I'm glad. Okay. Of course you do. Well, let me just tell you this. There are so many of them out there like that stock. Don't even worry about it. All right. We actually find stocks like that every week. Anyway, let's go hop over to Hood. All right. So Hood, you could see here, has a very, very big push. The game plan is we always want to know where to take a profit. How do we know where to take a profit? We got to know where the sellers are. And when we look at the level 4, we'll notice that right around $12, we got about 121,000 share seller. Now, I don't know, anyone here trade 120,000 share orders? I don't think so. I know it's a dumb question, but somebody does. But it's not somebody, it's multiple people. Remember, that order could be made of me, you, Sherry, you, Jamie, you, Margaret. It can be made of everyone. But the goal is you got to have a game plan. So when you own a stock at 1140 and you're saying, okay, I'm making money, we're at 1180, where are the sellers? Well, listen, you got to know where the future is. Stop looking at your rearview mirror. Let's focus in front of you. And in front of you is that's where that big order is. And by knowing that order was out there, it hit that 12 and it came right back down to 1160. How did that actually happen? Because of those big block orders. Let's go check out a firm this week. Okay, that was another good runner. So everybody here, I'm going to ask everybody a question. Where do you think resistance levels is on the stock that we're looking at right now, a firm? Where do you think? About 1650, right? Okay, good. All right, 1650. Well, you know what? You could see that big order out there for 10,000. You can see this order for 32, kind of added there all together. All right, now, what happened? A firm tests the resistance levels. It goes up, it hits it, it goes up, it hits it, it goes up. Why is it keep hitting it? Because of that big seller out there. That's the only reason why. Now, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen next? Let's see. Let me get an answer. What do you guys think is going to happen next? It's going to go down. Okay. It's going to flop, Jamie. It will go down, Sylvia. All right. Come on, traders, listen. There are almost 100 people in here. What's the worst thing that could happen? You get the answer wrong. You understand? That's good. That's good you get the answer wrong, because I am here and my staff is here to show you that if we're going to train you and you're going to be part of our team, you got to learn how not to do it again. Because if you don't, this is what's going to end up happening. You're going to convert a winner into a loser, because that's why it reversed. That's what you have to look at. So if you said what stock was going down, Robert and Stan and Frank and Paul, Kyle, I see you got a question mark. I mean, Kyle, to kind of go to why you gave me a question mark, you got to just use common sense. How these go up and down. It's not a Fibonacci. It's not a MACD. It's not a, it's orders. Okay. It's orders. All right. So now what I like to do is this. All right. By the way, that stock that we keep looking at, it's at 75. 75 right now. My God. Is that incredible? All right. What I want to do right now is I want to have a little fun. Okay. Does anyone have a stock you want me to look at? Any stock. And I'll pick one that I feel that might be worth looking at. Riot, Jamie? Okay, we've been trading Riot for a while. Riot's been doing pretty well today, actually. I need to check the DraftKings. That's been doing pretty well too. All right. Does anybody here own any of these stocks? I mean, that's the most important question to me. Does anyone here own any of these stocks? Riot, yes. Okay. So let me bring up Riot. Riot and Mara has been moving up really, really nicely lately. Okay. So, by the way, if you're a student of mine, I really don't want you to kind of, I'm looking for new people here. I know we have some students that come here all the time, but all right. So looking at Riot, okay, because Riot is a very good, interesting stock. Okay. So let me bring this up really quick. Hold on one second. Let's make it simplify this really quick. Okay. All right. So we're looking at Riot. All right. Does everybody see this right here? Okay. Now, where should we get out of Riot? What do you think? Where's your resistance levels on Riot? I mean, I know we're looking at an intraday chart. Maybe I have to open up you probably need a long-term chart. Hold on one second. Let me get a bigger chart here. Here we go. All right, hold on. So here's Riot, big run up from 12. It's almost up here 20. Okay. About 1950, 1990. Okay, Sylvia says, where are the sellers? Well, I don't know, Sylvia, you tell me. Do you see any sellers anywhere on these charts? Do you see any sellers on these platforms? Because this is what everyone uses. How about this? I'll make it a little bit. Let me add something to this. How about this? Maybe this might help. Anyone here use an RSI? A Bollinger Band? I heard a MACD is really important too, right? I think that's a popular one. What else? VWAP. Okay, does that help you guys? Does that help you out? Should I put it on the intraday too? I don't know. You tell me. All right. So let me see what's going on here. So let me look at the orders. So what do you guys see here? What do you guys notice on this one? Let me see if you guys can figure this one out. Robert, you're correct. Okay. Vincent says correct. You are correct. What do you guys notice? Can you tell me what you notice here? What do you see that 95% of the people trading today's market do not see? No, there's no sideways consolidation. The stock started here at 1780. Right now we're at 19. We're almost at 20. Thing had a really nice move. What do you guys know? What do you guys see here? What do you notice? Frank, you are right. Robert, what does that mean? You said you're seeing selling pressure. What does that mean? What selling pressure do you see? You see a big order out there. Very good. What do you see? Do you see what I see? Do you see all this, fellow traders? 171,000 share seller. And if you notice here, I don't like this crayon. If you see right here, that was a really big sell. He actually added to it. He added to it. And it came right up to it. And look what it's doing. Came right back down. Okay. What is this? What do you call this person at $20 for 171,000? What would you call that? What would be in your words? Would you say? What would you say that is? A profit taker? A whale. Talking about whales, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I have a home living channel called Fausto Home Living, and I went tuna fishing, and a whale was swimming right under my boat. So pretty funny you guys bring up the word whale. It's a big order. It's a big block order. It's not institutions. It could be high frequencies. It could be whatever. All we know, it's a big order. It's not because it's the number 20. Oh, it's a whole number. No, it's because there's an order of 171,000 shares out there. That's the reason why. Okay. Now, one last thing before we go. Okay. And I'm going to get you guys all registered. I want to do one more thing because this is a really cool looking chart. Let me erase all this stuff. Okay. Now, hold on one second here. I want to show you something cool here. Do you see what happened here? Right here. What is that right there? Can anybody tell me? Price is around $19. What was that? What do you think that was? A big seller. Very good. All right. And what do you think happened to that seller? We don't know if it's a profit taker or whatever, but how do you know he left? How do you know it's a short squeeze? Doesn't matter. All we know is that if we had the stock, lower, and I saw that big seller out there, I would be selling at 19. Okay. But what happened here was this, and let me zoom in a little bit closer. That seller got executed. You see that big volume bar right there? Somebody went out there and executed him. So you ever notice something called breakouts we talk about? That is called a breakout. There was a big seller out there and someone bought it from him. And that's the reason we went from 19 all the way up to 20. Okay. Because you could see there were sellers out here, but they started changing their mind. They're like, you know what? Not really want to sell anymore. And then sure enough, that's how we got to these prices all the way up to here, to that 20. Okay. Now, how cool was that? I mean, think about that. How much smarter and better trading decisions if someone was able to teach you this live in the market instead of dealing with some Fibonacci or someone telling you, hey, you know what? I got a good RSI when I teach you. Oh, you know what? How about this? I got a really good option play that's better than any other option. Hey, I made $37,000 today. Do you want to make $37,000? You know what I'm saying, fellow traders? Like, enough is enough. Okay. Indicators stink. I've never seen. Steve, you know what? They might work for swing trade. They might work for investing, but the thing is this, you want to be a good investor, you got to learn how to day trade first. You want to be a good options trader, you got to learn how to trade the stock first. Okay. That's what trading is all about, because that stock that we just saw just about a couple of minutes ago, that was from when we started at 12 o'clock, is now trading at $100 a share. This is live. This ain't bullshit. Excuse my French. Okay. But this is what is driving us now. And you probably want to know, why is it doing it? What's driving the stock going higher? Well, this is what we need to do. I need all of you here to be part of Cyber Trading University. I want to show you this all live. Okay. So, but to do that, you got to learn before you could earn. I'm not going to go out. See, here at Cybertrain University, we don't tell you what to buy. We don't tell you what to sell. We tell you how to think. Okay. We're looking for traders that will contribute, that can be part of this team. And that's what we're looking for. So this is why Cybertrain University, which I know for a fact that there is no brokerage for no other educational university out there like us that is endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms and exchanges in the world. You know that, and I know it. Think about it. How many of you here have taken classes before? Can anyone tell you that, oh yeah, we're endorsed by, TradeStation? Oh yeah, we're endorsed by Thinkorswim. Oh yeah, we're endorsed by NASDAQ. You know what? These brokerage firms do credit checks on us. They do background checks. You think they're going to want Fausto and all his instructors and his staff and his company that, that are not a 5-star rating on Google? Okay. But you have to understand something. A lot of you here probably are not qualified to trade, but you might, but you probably never had the right person to show you or work with you to that had an invested interest in you to do that. And that's what we're looking for. If you feel that you're sick and tired of losing or doing another webinar or watching another YouTube channel, and you're looking for that mentor and you want that person at Cybertrain University is going to pick up that phone and talk to you, and you're going to have people in the room just like you, and they're going to help you think, well, then I want to invite you to come into the trading room and prove it to you. Now, what we do here at CTU is this. We broadcast live audio broadcasts, the first hour of the open, the last hour of the close. These are the things that we do here at Cybertrain University that work with our traders consistently. We do commentary. We're in the room all day, but this is usually the best times when we do things. Now, we also have guest speakers that come in all the time. Some of the best educators, if you're interested. Listen, if you really want find a good futures instructor, or, options or whatever, Forex, or, you know what? They all, listen, you ever go to your doctor and says, Doc, I love you. Could you recommend me? I trust you to somebody, to do surgery or this or another heart doctor or cardiologist, whatever it is, we bring them in. Now, this is all you have to do. I want you to take your phone and I want you to scan that QR code, okay? And then basically what I'm charging you is this. Name your price. That's it. You can click on the link right there on the screen, okay? Or you could actually click on your QR code. I'd rather you prefer to click on the link. It's a little bit easier. And listen, I'm just telling you right now, I don't think anybody here wants to go to a free concert. Okay, because everybody in Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be there, including people that shouldn't be there in the first place. So I don't care what it is. Whatever you feel that you think I'm worth it, okay, to show you this, you name your price. No money is going to embarrass me other than zero, okay? You signed up yesterday. Very good, Paul. I'm glad that you're here. Now, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to give you. First of all, you got a money back guaranteed after a week. If you feel like I wasted your time, listen, I'll give you money back. Listen, I don't need your money, okay? I'm looking for traders that want to learn how to make 6 figures in the market, okay? And my staff is willing to teach you. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you pro workshops. We're going to give you a Traders Talk library. We're going to give you weekly workshops. We're going to be trading from 7:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All of this for one whole week. Now, you don't got to be there all week. Listen, you can only if you want to be there for an hour, maybe you can only trade the morning or the afternoon. 20% of traders are not, are only there at a given time. Basically 80% of the time life gets in the way. This is not a full-time job. Now, as a bonus, I'm also going to give you my book and guide to make big money. So with that also, if you want to scan that QR code, I'm going to do it myself, actually, make sure it works. I turn on my phone, click on my camera, you click over there, and sure enough, boom, there we go. Just click on that, put your email address, and you'll be getting my my newsletter and my book. Now, one last bonus I'm going to throw in. For the first 20 people that register, I will personally give you a free coaching class. Now, I heard people that have spent thousands of dollars of classes with people, and they have never even spoke to somebody on the phone, more or less the owner of the company. Now, why would I waste my time to talk to you for whatever you want to pay to be part of my room? I'll tell you why. This is an application. Okay. You're basically paying an application to get in my room. It tells me, listen, the purpose is we need to know who you are. I don't know who you are, I don't know where you came from, but this is the way how we kind of confirm your who you say you are. Second thing is this. Before we're going to go out of our way and make a big investment in you, I need to interview you. I need to know what you know about trading, who trained you, what your commitment is. Listen, whenever you go to a job, you think you just show up and say, oh, I got a job at, Tesla? No, they're going to interview you. I want to make sure you're the right fit, because you know what? If you're not, you'll end up not only hurting us, but you'll end up hurting yourself. And we don't want to take that responsibility. That's why we don't train everybody, and that's okay. That's a good thing. And I think more people will be more successful and will be more honest with themselves if they ever went to a doctor and the doctor says, Doc, I'm not feeling well. I have some chest pain. I need a heart murmur. Okay, well, let's check it out first. And he sits there and he does an MRI with you and he'll be like, you're perfectly fine. You probably ate some. No, listen, I'm telling you, I need a heart murmur. And the doctor, if he was smart enough, which most of them are, would say, listen, I could do the surgery on you. I'll make myself thousands of dollars. But is that the right thing for the patient? I'm going to get paid. But what happens if something happens to that person? Imagine he dies on the operating table. How many of you here, listen, I'm trying to use a metaphor and trying to relate. Listen, there's a lot of bad actors in this world in anything. Car business, real estate, brokerage industry. But we're not that person. I'm going to be very honest with you. Register now, do the trial, make your offer, okay? And then from there, within a couple of days from now, we'll have that conversation and we'll see exactly if we're all a good fit. And you know what? You're going to know the answer right away. You're going to be in the room and you'll be like, oh, well, you know what? This is so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. This is what I've been looking for. And this is what it's all about. Now, I want to do a couple of shout outs because I'm getting a couple of people that registered. Brian, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Madip, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Appreciate the vote of confidence. By the way, as I'm reading these off, I just want to let you know, when you register, you're going to book your appointment. You're going to talk to one of the education advisors. They're going to take the time to walk you through the trading room, let you know what you already experienced. You're also going to see a calendar to book your appointment. Listen, if you want to put it off, put it off. You got a calendar right there. You could also call us, and our staff is going to call you also. You can go from there. But these are the things that you're going to be doing and how we'll train you as things go on. What else we got here? By the way, Audrey, I see you just emailed me about the book viewer. I'm going to send your email about that. Okay. Also, Ephraim, I got you too also. And Jamie, I see you also sent me an email regarding my book viewer. Once this is over, I'll send it to you. But you know what? Regardless about sending you that information, you want to even do a better job? Why don't you register and do the trial and let me give you the workshops? Because you know what? You might do a little bit more harm than good by me sending you there. It's like me telling you where to buy a car, but you never even know how to drive. Let me show you how to drive the car first, and then we'll go out there and do that. Okay. That would help. Now, by the way, as you guys are registering, does anyone have any questions? Frank, I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Rob, got your registration. Dan, you got your registration. Welcome aboard. You're probably shocked on what we're charging you, aren't you? How about this? How about this? Click on that link and see what your price is. Okay? See what we're asking. See what we're asking. You're probably going to laugh. I had people that would pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for this. Go in there and name your price and see what we're asking, and we'll go from there. All right? How about that? What do you got to lose? Even though you get your money back. All right? Now, listen, very important. There is a questionnaire. There's about 5 questions that we ask. We want to know if, let us know. Who are you trading with? Who trained you? Do you have these tools? We ask you like 5 questions. There you go. That's right. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. How about that? How about that? Okay. So if you want to know what the price is, you want to name your price, you're going to be shocked when you click on that link. Okay. And if you want that money back, we'll give it back to you. All right. Now, like I said, we have literally almost 100 people in here. I expect every single one of you to register. And when you register, listen, if you want to push it off till next week or whatever, I know we're getting to the holiday season, but you know what? The reason why we're doing this promo right now and for the deal that we're doing is because it's never a good time to learn, especially in the summertime. People are like, I'm going away, I'm going to vacation, I'm going to Greece, I'm going to Italy, I'm going to the West Coast, whatever it is. The best times to trade is September, October, and November. You don't want to learn the best times. You want to learn right now. Is this going to take you a long time to learn this? No, it's not. Okay, this is probably going to take you, listen, if you can't figure out within a day or two, this is not for you. This is the way I look at it. And there we go. If you're having a problem getting into the room or you're having issues, just click on that. You could always call us and you could register over the phone. Okay. You could do that also. Now, question I have, do I need a brokerage account? No, you do not. You do not need a brokerage account. Listen, we don't want you to trade. We just want you to watch. Okay. We just want you to watch. Any other questions? Audrey just got your registration. Who else I got here registered? Nicole got your registration. Welcome aboard from California. Rick, listen, we're almost past 20. Looks like we almost got past 20 of the, listen, I'm a very busy person. I'll be honest with you. I can't take every phone call, but if you can't get an appointment with me, if you don't get past the 20, you are going to still talk to one of the other instructors at CTU. Okay. So just to let you know that everybody here will get an opportunity to talk to somebody. And we do that because we want to make sure that you're right fit. When's it start? It starts when you're ready to start. Actually, you can start right now. When you're done right here, you can jump in. Honestly, I probably would start tomorrow morning or start Monday, but you know what's fresh in your mind? The sooner the better. Oh, well, Vince, you registered yesterday from the event that I did, and you just want to get an overview? Well, thanks for coming. You know what? Sometimes Vince takes a couple of times to listen to it to really kick in. And, you know, it takes 2-3 times. But, Steve, thanks for registering. And I'm glad that you're here. And believe me, there's going to be Vince, you haven't seen nothing. Just make sure, Vince, you booked your appointment with your education advisor. You do your walkthrough. Don't push it off. All right. And make sure you watch those simple videos that we've given you regarding how to, you know, use the book viewer and, you know, where to get it and all that good stuff. Okay, a couple other questions here. When a student is ready. Okay. Well, yeah, Rob. And once again, whatever goes up comes down. EXDT. Yep, absolutely. But you know what? We saw it at 30. Great traders never sell at top. If it's at 60, 50, 70, whatever it is, it's still a good winner, isn't it? Gregory has a question. I would like to trade with Tastyworks. I live in New Zealand, find it difficult to get it up and running. Well, listen, there are a lot of brokerage firms out there. And you know what, Gregory? We're endorsed by Tastyworks. Tom Sosnoff, the founder of the company, and very good friends with him. But listen, we got no allegiance with any brokerage firm. If you can't get it, there are other brokerage firms out there. And before you even consider even trading with that brokerage firm, why don't you make sure to see what kind of trader you are? Because some brokerage firms are better at other exchanges than others. So you don't want to just be out there and says, oh, you know what, I like them, but it might not be the right fit. Listen, I love Ferraris, but we have to finding out. I drive every day. I probably need to drive a Porsche because a Ferrari won't allow me to do that. You know what I mean? Or if I'm looking to get a station car, maybe Mercedes is not the right thing to get. You know what I mean? So everybody's different depending on what kind of traders you are. No problem. A couple other people just registering right here. Just got a couple of Rich just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Lucy got your registration. Welcome aboard. Thanks very much. And who else we got here, Gerard? Raymond just got your registration for Virginia. She just came aboard. Thank you very much. Well, Gregory, listen, how long you been trading for, Gregory? How long you been doing this for? Lynn, you registered yesterday. Welcome aboard. Thank you. About 10 years. So, you know what? Who trained you? And whoever trained you, did they train you on that platform? Did they walk you through how to get the thing set up properly? Because remember, you can't call a brokerage firm to do that because you're just another number to them and you don't know who you get on the phone. Part of our training, what we do when we train people, we do a Zoom meeting, every individual person out there. And when we do it, we'll give you the layouts, the setups, all that stuff. Because remember, these brokerage firms are trying to appease everybody. And they like to brag how great their platform is. But depending on what kind of trader you are, a lot of them are very customizable. It's like buying a car. They want to sell you everything under the sun. But do you really need that? Do you really need the shade that goes up and down? Well, maybe if you had babies, do you really need the entertainment windows, the screens in the back and pay the $3,000, $4,000? Well, maybe if you have babies back there, but if you're just for yourself, it's a waste of money. So, but they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that, but we will, because everybody is a case-by-case basis. All right. All right. Looks like we got everybody here. All right. All right, good. All right. So listen, fellow traders, I got to get ready for the market. I hope everybody learned a lot. You got the QR code. You got the book. You got the explanations. I talked about how to trade these stocks and how they move. Now it's time to step up to the plate and get ready. If you're, once again, if you already registered, make sure you booked your appointment. Make it sooner than later while it's fresh in your mind. If you haven't registered yet, that's okay. Listen, we're here every week. Just please subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Instagram, our LinkedIn. We broadcast live. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you need to do your homework, but listen, you got to learn before you can earn. So thanks for listening, everybody, and look forward to seeing every one of you in the trading room. Happy trading, everyone.